what I would really like to know, Bill, is was there ever a point when you're embarking on this journey early on, right? And you said, okay, I'm going to start something that is a differentiator for me, that you said, I got to turn around and go back. I can't do this. I want to do this for life. That's in your heart. But at some point, was there ever a, oh my gosh?
Live from the Purple Cow Branding Studios.
Welcome to Network Today. I'm Cheryl Powers.
I'm Rob Bliss.
And we're here to help take you from meeting people to
making money
faster. In case you didn't know, we want to take you from point A to point B faster. The annual topic is networking stop. Because we want you to stop networking the way you've been doing it. We need to stop networking the way we've been doing it. Every year, I fire myself.
Yes.
And rehire myself. And so I have to reapply for my own job, right? And so we have to just keep rethinking this all the time. It's about relationships.
It's all about building relationships so that we can bring value to our community.
That's right. Nothing or no one brings value to the DFW networking community like
Mr. Bill Wallace.
Bill Wallace and Success North Dallas. So I am so excited about this episode because I was one of the originals from Success North Dallas back in, yes, I'm this old, 1989.
Wow.
So, I know. And I was already in radio for 4 years at that point.
I don't think I knew what networking was back in 1989.
I didn't know how to do it right for sure. So I've learned so much, and it's just been really exciting to see Bill and his journey. But the topic of this episode is networking for life, because it's not a one and done.
Mm-mm. No, especially from my point of view, Cheryl, I'm in the fourth quarter of my career right now. Yet where my network is right now, it is really in a great place because now I've been exposed over the last few years to the community. So I've gone from that networking with people one-on-one,
right,
and sort of wanting to get leads and so on. Now I'm dealing with the community and I'm looking at giving back.
Yeah.
And this is kind of something that is kind of a lifetime journey.
It is. And giving back is a state of mind.
Absolutely.
It is an actionable item, but it's so rewarding. And it's been part of the topics recently, and probably, a half a dozen at least.
Yes.
Because it is so important. And Bill Wallace really embodies that whole thing. So can I go into just a couple of these topics, and then maybe we can continue to embellish on this. But I looked up, if you want to look this up, it's betterup.com. So BETTERUP.com. And, I like to Google. So I just Googled networking for life.
Okay.
I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to get. I did get a couple of very strange websites, but this one was really good, actually. And I want to say it's pretty recent. I want to say maybe 2021, 22. So here are 5 reasons why networking is important for career development. And these are life skills, right? So it contributes to your social well-being. That's number 1.
Okay.
I have to tell you that, I did tell you that a couple of weeks ago, I found myself at home going, I've got to get out and network for just the purpose of fellowship.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done, I don't think I've consciously done that before. I've always said, I need to go meet more people. I need, 3 more people are my goal or whatever, but, or I really want to support this person. No, for me, I was tired of working from home. It had been a day and a half. So networking for your social well-being, I think, is really important. Number 2, networking leads to the exchange of ideas. I thought it was really interesting because that's not something we've talked about much, but think about it. If you're stuck, like you're just hitting a brick wall and your brain isn't able to go forward and you're just like, I'm just not getting any fresh ideas.
Well, my big thing is when you talk about exactly what you're saying there is, my secret formula is 1 + 1 = 3.
Mm-hmm.
You do get stuck when you're by yourself. And then as soon as you start sharing your thoughts, ideas with somebody else, man, the mind just keeps on getting more creative, and boom, you hit a home run.
That's right, because your word is collaboration. That's one of the words I know you love. You'd like to like make this the collaboration today instead of network today. But that's co-laboring with other people. So we're locking arms, and it does just elevate you. So I'm going to go through the other 3 at the end of this episode.
Okay.
So we'll just end right there on number 1, number 2, and I have 3 more. Hey, Rob, I couldn't sleep last night. You know why?
Why?
Because we got Bill Wallace in the house today. I have no idea how that happened.
Well, I met Bill a few years ago when I first went to Success North Dallas, and my hero was there, Michael Gerber from the E-Myth book, which I have about 10 copies in my library. But I was so thankful for Bill for having, have the opportunity to meet Michael. But, then it goes on to, I see every month the guests that he brings or, used to bring because he's retired now. But it's just, he's like been a mentor for me over the years.
Yeah, whether you knew it or not.
Whether
Bill.
he knew it or not.
What a kind thing to say.
So.
And I'm not retired.
You're
I'm,
not?
I'm
Okay.
still helping to get the speakers and working with our partner members.
All right.
Yes.
And but have an excellent one of my goals. I'll give you some of the history later, but one of my goals was to have a female follow me. And I looked hard, tried twice, but that was a non-negotiable goal because women were my disruptors back in 1988 that helped me create transformational change and networking throughout the world. And we started it and made Success North Dallas 30% women. I looked at what people did not like in networking.
Yeah.
Between Herb Kelleher, Southwest Airlines, my mentor, telling me in March of 1988, Wallace, when you find out why I should do business with you, because there's 4,563 of you insurance agents out there, come back. Now get out and figure it out. What sets yourself apart from the herd? So I decided to start a high-level mentoring, networking, and formal board of directors type of group and eliminate everything people did not like in networking: card pushers, pitch bookers, selling of wares in the room, selling from the lectern, things that made people feel uncomfortable. And of course, women back in 1988 were not welcome in networking.
Yeah.
And when I came out with the statement, I'm going to be minimum of 30% women from day one, I was told, there's an anatomical difference. Fellowship is of the masculine gender. You're an idiot. You're stupid. You're wasting your time. It'll never work.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, I understood what Herb really meant by disruption when we had our 25th anniversary luncheon. And Ambridge Hotels paid for the whole thing, 440 people.
Oh, my gosh.
Ross Perot Sr. welcomed. Boone Pickens hosted. We had the CEOs of Fluor, USAA, 7-Eleven, and BNSF, all on the same dais, and honored Nancy Lieberman. And when I turned and looked out at the audience, I understood what Herb really meant when he said, Wallace, I gave them hot pants and booze, you give them women and networking. The room was 50% women.
It's a beautiful thing.
And I had tears in my eyes. It was a very emotional moment for me, but I understood. It only took 25 years to really understand Herb's underlying meaning when he made that statement to me.
Oh man, what a legacy or a moment to take with you in time, right? That's and you're pouring back into the community, and that's something that people were touched at that time, that they'll never forget it. And this is why. So now you know why Bill Wallace is our choice for networking for life, because that's a really important component for Rob and I, is to make sure this isn't a one and done deal.
Oh,
and it was never one and done for
no.
you from the start.
No, because if you really think about it, the chief accounting term was not the acronym ROT, would be return on time.
Right.
And when you look at your networking, you have to look at your return on time.
Right.
You have to make sure you're not repeatedly going to things that are the same people, the same rote all of the time. Because you see, access is the coin of the realm. Without access, I don't care how many PhDs you have, how many patents, how many widgets, how many companies, you have nothing.
Yeah.
Because access is truly the gateway to prosperity and touching other people's lives.
Yeah. Well, you were working it. So, Rob, you may not know this, but I was actually one of Bill's original attendees back in 1989.
That's right.
Yeah. So I was at KZPS
Wow.
at the time.
Oh
over
gosh,
at,
KZPS.
yeah, Keller and Keller in the Tollway, Keller Springs in the Tollway. And I remember meeting you at a different event, but you were like you were putting the word out to everybody. You were on the ground, baby, with boots. You were running and gunning and shaking hands. And so you said, "Come join me over at our new event for Success North Dallas," and it was at the Prestonwood Country
We
Club.
had just moved
right?
that. We did our
Yeah.
first 4 years at the Landmark Club, and we've now been at Prestonwood Country Club, the Creek on Preston Road, for 29 years. And the irony is, we've presented the Dallas Police Officer of the Year Award for 24 years, the Prestonwood Employee of the Year Award for 24 years, and it's, we have speakers, Rob, come from all over the world. 3 of our speakers this year don't open their mouths for less than $25,000.
Wow.
And we have never paid a speaker or their expenses
Wow.
ever. And I'm talking the head of Scotland Yard out of England, head of emphasis out of India, Chris Kennedy Law, on and on and on. SEC commissioner, why would he come? And they come because of the people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
They come because of the people that have started 108 companies, over 1,200 jobs, 8 Ernst & Young Entrepreneurs of the Year, numerous nonprofits, and several television series. And I really don't know what else. Also, 85 of our members mentor and organize mentoring programs to give. And, I think that one of the things I'm proudest of right now is right before COVID, we started a young executives group. And the new leadership, Casey Hastings, CEO, Andrew Reed, COO, have really gotten a hold of that. And we have got a vibrant young executives group that is in truth a legacy group.
Yeah.
I can already identify 2 people from that group that could today step into Casey's shoes if need be, or will probably be around in 15 to 20 years to step into her shoes.
That's beautiful. Creating a duplicatable process is part of what we're called to do when we're pouring into the community, right? It can't be all about us.
If it ever's all about you, it's all about nothing.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So I want to know, and there's certainly so many stories and areas that we could go down that could really take this podcast into a half a day session. Right?
Yes, absolutely.
But what I would really like to know, Bill, is was there ever a point when you're embarking on this journey early on, right? And you said, okay, I'm going to start something that is a differentiator for me, that you said, I got to turn around and go back. I can't do this. I want to do this for life. That's in your heart. But at some point, was there ever oh my gosh, this is...
There's 2 answers to that. If I started it as a differentiator for me, it would have died. I started it as a differentiator for myself and for others.
Yeah.
And so when I hit those booms,
Yeah.
why? I had a group around me. We signed our JCPenney's attorneys drew our bylaws. We signed them in the Penny's boardroom on the tollway.
Oh my God.
One of the witnesses was the CEO of Penny's because they knew about us when they came to Dallas, and one of their number 5 person was one of the original members of Success North Dallas, and it was reaching out. I invited 7 people together for breakfast that first meeting. I asked each one of them to invite one removed from everybody else in the room that was equally yoked to us. And that's the way it started. But here's the big but. I thought it'd last 3 to 5 years. I'd pay my dues. I'd be done. And the big guy upstairs got a hold of it and said, "Be quiet, my son. Go back to work. You're not done yet."
Still have a mission.
Still have a mission. Same thing that happened when I died twice, 6 weeks in the hospital last year, that caused us to, shall we say, accelerate the succession plan. The voice was, "You're not done yet." And here a year later, right now, after coding twice, 12 transfusions, I feel better now than I did before I went in the hospital. I'm very clear that there's a mission for me right now. I'm not quite clear on what it is. I'm still waiting for that silence to get full and tell me. But it's been a journey of love, a journey of legacy. You know, our qualifications for membership really define us. Be a success in your own eyes.
Yeah.
No one has the right to define what success is
Yeah.
for you but you. Honor your commitments.
Mhm.
Let's go back to the handshake.
Mm-hmm.
And be a giver. It's all about our fellow men and women. And as I've closed every meeting for over 30 years, Casey does now, may you do what you love to do with people you love to do it with on purpose. God bless and Godspeed. And that is the genesis of Success North Dallas.
All right. So Rob and I are going to give you a big amen to that one. So
I receive that.
that's a big amen. So be it, my friend. So you want to connect with Bill Wallace. If you don't know Bill, oh, for crying out loud, get to know Bill. Maybe like sometimes we just get busy,
Well,
right?
Let's do it this way.
Yeah.
Success North Dallas meets the third Wednesday of every month at Prestonwood Country Club on Preston Road in Dallas, 7 to 9:15 a.m. Come as my guest. SuccessNorthDallas.com. Just come as my guest to that first meeting. Test drive us. We would love to have you.
It could be a life changer for you. Certainly, when we're talking about networking for life, you'll get to see it in action with not only the founder, but also the current chairman emeritus for Success North Dallas, Bill Wallace, my friend. All right, we cheer you.
Salute.
Salute. All right, to this discussion and many more, and may you live a long life, my friend.
Love you.
All right, love you too.
Both.
And we'll be back. Oh, so I always enjoy talking to Bill. There's always a lot to talk about, so it's always good. So let's get through the last 5
Okay.
of these reasons.
I've got my pen
to
and paper.
network
I'm ready for you.
life, okay? So number 3, networking helps you meet people at all professional levels.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have to say that there are some people, and I have been in this camp, where they sift and sort and predetermine who they want to know, right? Based on, hey, if you're, if you're new in sales and you're working for a big corporation, or if you're in a field that maybe I've got way too many, partners already in, I don't want to know you. Well, the truth, you never know.
You never know.
And you never know. Now, maybe you don't have to give all your time to that person, but they could be a company owner at some point, and you will have wished that you spent time with them, cultivating a relationship. So that, I've totally made the mistake of bypassing people and prejudging. Yep. So I thought that was good. And it just makes you well-rounded, I think. So, and you can mentor people too. So even if they are younger or newer and you happen to be more seasoned, then what a great opportunity to mentor somebody into networking.
Yeah, I think in that regard is the way I sort of handle it, because again, with the number of people we do meet, Cheryl, you do have to put kind of a limit to it. But so I do like to talk to everyone and then ask them good questions. Mm-hmm. And then if you find kind of a spark, a connection, then you can develop it into, say, something a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see who's going to rise to the top, like who's going to follow up with you. Number 4, networking boosts your professional confidence.
Absolutely.
Now, we talked a lot about that too with Alex on that our discussion about veterans and getting into the networking world to build that confidence, because you might as well just get the verbiage out of the way, right? Learn your professional stance, get your 10-second or 30-second pitch down, so that when you move forward, you're better and better and better at it. So just like anything, so it's training. Number 5, networking expands your visibility.
Yes, definitely.
So it obviously it helps you build your brand, your personal brand.
Well, it gives you a chance to sort of be on stage. Mm-hmm. And that's where one of the key factors is you've got to have a personal brand so you can stand out. Yeah. But, it's what you said earlier. And point number 4 was it gives you that opportunity to practice. And it's no other than just learning how to play golf, learning how to play tennis. You've got to get out there on the practice court. You got to take lessons. Well, networking gives you that stage to practice. Yeah. Build your confidence.
Yeah. Yeah. And to that point, number 5, this is my word of the week: perseverance.
Yes.
Because if you're going to network for life, you better have perseverance. And I looked this up because now I'm kind of getting curious as to what the real meanings are behind these things. So persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you network for life.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it takes longer than
Yeah.
it. Some people, they network and in 6 months, they're a gagillionaire, right? So, and others, well, it takes us longer, right?
I mean, so many times this has happened to me too. Is when you've met somebody, and then a year or two goes by, you drift apart and so on, and then like 3 or 4 years later, all of a sudden you reconnect, and boom, it's like the relationship is stronger.
Yeah, it is absolutely, and I think that's a great point. So your 3 action items, as
Three action items. Well, this is something we've talked about quite a bit before, but you've got to take it serious and get yourself a CRM. We've talked about this, shared this over and over again, Cheryl. But a CRM.
Are you calling me out?
I'm not calling you. I'm going to call the audience out here. I'm going to call myself out here. Is we've got to do this. It's got to be a daily habit.
Yeah.
We've got to develop a good habit here of putting everything in your CRM so that you can develop these long-term relationships. Networking for life. It's over the long haul. So number 2 is you've got to engage with those people.
Yeah.
Just don't put them in the CRM and boom, they disappear. No, you've got to spend that time. And guys, it doesn't mean you got to be calling them up every week.
Yeah.
It could be just something where you're talking to people, whether it's like 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah.
But if you have meaningful time, quality time with them, you get to develop that relationship. And the last one again is bring value to your community. Yeah. You've got, you're having these lifetime relationships with people, be the go-giver.
Yeah.
Share what you can do to help them in their business and so on. So those are really, I think, 3 things that you got to do to help you develop your lifetime networking partners.
Yeah. And I like number 2, that CRM, and go back to the episode with John Beatty when we talked about the CRM tool.
Right.
And one of the things on a CRM, networking is not putting people on an email list and sending an e-blast out, right? Certainly get their permission first. But secondly, that's not a conversation. Networking is a conversation. It's dialogue.
Yeah.
You can't create a relationship through an e-blast.
And the thing to remember too, Cheryl, is the fact that it's not quantity, it's quality.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks they got to know 5,000 people. Yeah. It's more like 500 people.
Yeah.
If not less.
Yeah.
We don't have to see the big numbers. We're following people on Instagram and Twitter where they got 1 million people and say, I can never do that. Well, you don't want to do that. You can keep your community small where you can develop the long-term valuable relationship.
Yeah. For life.
For life.
For life.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to really learn how to network for life, what do they need to join? What do they need to buy a ticket to today?
Summerfest, June 23rd, 2023 at TK's Comedy Club, starring Network Today.
That's right. This is going to be all things networking, and that's split into 2 half-day sessions, or you can buy a full-day ticket. You see all the information online on our website at networktodaydfw.com. It's going to be an incredible day, and you will walk away with so much networking knowledge and new networking friends because it's all things networking.
Yes.
Right. So, hey, cheers.
All right. Have a great week, Cheryl.
You too. And Network Today, where we take you from meeting people to
making money
faster. All right. We'll see you later.
This has been a Purple Cow production.